So there we are, another Conservative scandal. Michelle Moon, Michelle Money. I'm not really sure how to pronounce her name. Who cares? It's probably one that should best be forgotten, like Haman, to put his name on the bottom of the shoe, to put her name on the bottom of my shoe and stamp it out in disgust. So this is another Conservative peer, in this case, who's been taking money on the take, benefiting from COVID handouts. It's further evidence that that these people who are supposed to be the elite are giving the example of a pigsty. They've all got their noses in the communal trough. They're all defecating on top of one another. And us. It's foul. It's utterly foul. And I am ashamed that I know some of these people. I'm ashamed that I even wanted to be part of their membership. I hesitate to even use the word member, with Gove and Hancock around the place. Anyway, as I'm trying so hard to get into the spirit of innuendo for panto, I suppose I shouldn't be using the word member at all when I'm trying to be serious. How can one be serious when one's thinking of these people riddled with profanity? They belong in a playground, and it's deeply, deeply shocking. Every day that goes by, there is another exposure of their depravity. And the point I'm trying to make, I'm sure there'll be some people in their comments to say, well, time for a general election, or all Tories are bad. It's not that. It's this runs all the way through the British elite. This is what I'm trying to suggest. Yes, we see the Rabs. Yes, we see the Moonies, the Monies, the Moons, however her name is pronounced, mooning at us all. We see the Hancocks. Ideally not, but somebody's seen the Hancock, I think, and we see the Johnsons. It's all the same sort of thing, isn't it? And the Robs. And it's just the tip of the iceberg, because they are leading the way. And I'm sure you have your own experience of somebody in authority promising to do something and not doing it, somebody promising to give you a refund, and 3 months later you're still waiting for it. In my case, the people who promised a refund 3 months ago was a school. But a school is supposed to be leading the way and setting an example. Not at all. Not in this present world, led by the Rabs and the Patels and the Bravermans, all these people scooping out opportunity. And Doris, who has made truth into an unattainable goal. We need a reset. It's not about a general election, because a general election will just restore the same people to power, perhaps in a different order. We need a reset of the sort of qualities that we expect in public life. Because I don't think it's evident. I don't think it's evident at the moment, and I think we are hiding behind bureaucracy. We are whitewashing or wallpapering our malignancy with bureaucracy and hoping that will work. And we are doing appalling things to students and to foreigners. Often those things are combined. Only today, I was talking to a student who had been directed by the the British Council to take an IELTS exam. And because it had not been clear, he took the IELTS Academic as opposed to the IELTS Academic V1. Now, there's no difference actually in the exam at all. The only difference is bureaucratic. But if he didn't take the IELTS Academic V1, he doesn't stand a chance of being processed for a visa to come to complete his studies here in the UK. So he's wasting his time. And the British Council took his money, didn't give him proper information, were vague, and directed him to a website which is vague. The only information you get in the website, it is there, but you have to plough through it and you have to know what you're looking for. And if you don't know what you're looking for, if everyone is vague, it's not very helpful. We are in a position, particularly with the Home Office, where the Home Office and the British Council are simply raking in money. And it simply isn't true that you can apply at such and such a rate for a British visa. You can't. If you are outside the UK, you practically need to have British lawyers working for you for hour after hour to process the information, because it's not clear, because it's not direct, because it's not transparent, because actually our Home Office isn't trying to help. Our Home Office is trying to hinder and catch people out. And that's why we don't have clarity. And we wonder why people despair. People despair because it isn't a direct, simple route. And it can be. It can be. If we know what we want, we can be direct, honest, and straightforward. But the problem is, if our government is not straightforward, then nobody who is battening onto that corrupt edifice is going to be straightforward either. They're all going to be grabbing. They're all feeding at the same trough. They're all corrupt. And it doesn't matter what you do. People have got into a habit of saying, "Oh yes, it's in the post," or "Oh yes, I'm going to update it, and you'll have this." And 3 months later, you've still got nothing. "Oh yes, says the bank. I'm going to sort out the app so that you've got your statements." A year later, nothing's happened. No. And I'm sure you've all got your own stories. I'd love to hear them. I think we need to make a big outcry about the way people are hiding behind bureaucracy and behind fake promises to keep others quiet. Because that's all it is. Fake promises. And I remember somebody taking me to one side and saying, "Why do you think yes means yes?" Because that's the language. That's the language I espouse. That's the language I teach. And I assume yes means yes. And I don't like sarcasm.